The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Vikings and the Eagles, next on EA Sports.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. After this, the games count for real. Good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, back in the day, it was 6 preseason games, then 4, now 3. So here we are. This one, the last tune-up before the regular season gets going.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to start looking ahead to the regular season, and of course there's an excitement that comes when the games get real, but for so many players on these rosters, this is where careers and opportunities are made.
Final dress rehearsal before the regular season gets started in a couple of weeks' time. And off we go here in the NFL preseason finale. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Vikings led out by the rookie, J.J. McCarthy. Won the national championship at the University of Michigan. Wasn't asked to throw it a ton during that championship run, but very athletic, very impressive. And Greg, he's the guy for the Vikes.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky because on one hand, you want to protect your starters. You want to make sure you go into week 1 of the regular season as healthy and as prepared as possible. But for a lot of the guys on this roster, especially these backup quarterbacks, this is a great opportunity not only to prove your worth in the NFL, but these are a lot of valuable opportunities and reps that don't necessarily come once the regular season gets kicked off.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So on 4th down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man from Syracuse.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky. For so many guys on the roster, it's just check the box. It's one more step to getting to the regular season. But for these young quarterbacks, you just can't place enough value on how important these game reps are. And here for a young quarterback who's looking to prove his worth, to potentially being the starting quarterback week 1, how does he command the huddle? How does he manage a game-like atmosphere? Until you put him under the bright lights, you just don't know the answers to the questions.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time. And it's going to be 4th down. Here comes the Eagles punt team. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. Ryan Kelly, the center, guilty there. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And now again he loses the football.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. He connects with Jordan Addison. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. McCarthy. This is caught. He's got a long way to go.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
A fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They were 3 and out first time around. They'll begin anew here in this scoreless game. It's 1st and 10. He's trying to get around the corner, but he can't. He's going to be run down behind the line. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Now, faking the give. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. A hit, and he has lost the football. The Vikings have got it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground now with Jones. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. They run it once more with Jones. And he's in. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Vikings. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. That's quickly out to Smith.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line,
they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction. Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
First grab of the game for Brown. Good enough for a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll bring up second down. He'll look to throw. He finds Jahan Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. From the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. In motion, that's the tight end, Granson. Here's Barkley. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Eagles will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. He'll take this forward maybe 2-3 yards, but doesn't matter. We have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you could see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now a handoff. Jones. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. From the gun, here's McCarthy. That's taken in, and he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now Decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt a pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. This is to Goddard on the screen. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. The open receiver is Dotson. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the 1st, so it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. And special teams changes the momentum. Right after a 3-and-out, you think you're getting the ball back instead. Not just a turnover, Greg, but a touchdown the other way.
Yeah, and you can just see their body language. The wind has come out of their sails. The offense is fired up. Great job, defense. You force a 3-and-out, and you got your helmet on. You think you're about to take the field and get a possession. Next thing you know, disaster strikes. Not only the turnover, Mike, the scoop score, and they take it back for 6.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Vikings offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start out 1st down and 10. On the give, it's Jones. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. From the sideline, pulled in by Addison.
These are the play calls, Mike.
Nick Sirianni thought about it, and he wants another look. He has thrown the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. And that'll be batted down and incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And There wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have...
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the first quarter. Two different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection. How can we get extra bodies and extra attention? Because we still got a long way to go in this one.
Now he'll run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
To the air on third down is McCarthy.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Eagles offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. To the outside, catch made by Brown.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Now they'll set up to throw. Open man, Devontae Smith. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
2nd and a yard. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the 1st down on a gain of 7.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. A run with Barkley. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Barkley. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Throwing now from the gun. That one taken in, middle of the end zone. Jahan Dotson, touchdown Philadelphia.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Vikings offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's Ryan Wright now as he is on to punt for Minnesota. Here comes Jackson on the return. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Fakes the handoff and keeps it to himself. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. On the ground, this is Barkley. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. This one is caught by Dotson. Wow, a pretty good comeback to say the least. Not enough for a 1st down, but a really solid pickup, and it brings us to 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the handoff, Jones. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. Looking to set up the screen there, but he decides not to force it, and it's incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. To throw is McCarthy. Here comes the screen to Jones. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. That's Andrew Van Ginkel in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. Landon Dickerson, guilty on that one. Back to throw. That's caught by Smith on the right side.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. That's caught Saquon Barkley. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw again. That one knocked away and incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's real.
Oh, big hole left side. And he will go all the way. Jahan Dotson, touchdown Eagles. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. Up the middle, here's Jones. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. He's got this on target to Addison.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
On comes the punter now. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
Over the middle to his tight end, Goddard. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Man in motion is Smith. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. He'll drop to throw. That'll be taken in by Barkley.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
They'll run. It's Barkley. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Now Barkley. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Dotson, the man in motion. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the veteran, Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. They run straight ahead with Jones. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That's caught left side by Hawkinson.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Minnesota.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the 1st down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs. Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. They'll come up here 1st and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. That's caught once again by Hawkinson.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. To throw once more, here's McCarthy. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. McCarthy going to look to throw again. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. Here's a 2nd and 6. To the air once more is McCarthy. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. T.J. Hawkinson. Touchdown, Minnesota.
You know, he spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end in the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. But let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out, so they'll take over at the 30-yard line. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. This, the final game on the preseason schedule for these two teams. After this comes final cut downs, and then we get started for real. The countdown is on for the NFL kickoff game on the Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, this is the final dress rehearsal. Still a chance for someone to make a big play that cements his spot on the roster. And to bring it your way,
pretty interesting.
Let's get it right
first
back out
half. We'll see
to
if
Mike
any
Tirico.
strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Here's 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That'll be caught left side. It's Goddard.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. He gets this complete to Granson. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes.
And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
On the zone read, here's Johnson. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. In motion, it's Jefferson. Play action now. It's McCarthy. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. That's fielded at about the 18. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's a short one. Caught by Goddard. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. Back to throw. Looking right side, he's got a receiver. It's Smith. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. He's got his tight end, Goddard, working the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Back to the air one more time. That is caught. What a throw. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense headed back to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7. On the draw, here's Jones. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Shotgun draw, trying to catch him off guard here, Mike, but the defense was having none of it. Thought it took a little too long to develop. Gave that defense enough time to get back there. Stop him for no gain.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. There's that man again. Another catch. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. From out of the gun, they give it to Barkley. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. That's taken in by Dotson. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Man in motion is Smith. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw. Now he'll run. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Here's Barkley. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line. Now, here's 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Barkley. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. A half yard, that's all they need on this 3rd and goal. That one taken in. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Eagles. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. That's caught by Jones out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. In motion, it's Jefferson. Now a handoff. Jones. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On play action, here's McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson. 3rd down, 3 to go. They try and run for the 1st down with Jones. He'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. Out of the gun, they give it to Jones. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, here's McCarthy. And he will have the first down. Needing to make something happen, trailing here in the 3rd quarter, they convert on 4th down. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. That one incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They'll try and throw it with McCarthy. And that is incomplete. Adoree Jackson gets a hand on it to make the play.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. A run up the middle with Barkley. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Back to throw. Thompson Robinson. Open man, left side. He's got it. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, Philadelphia.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And the big back, A.J. Dillon. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught by Dillon. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. He chooses to keep it on the zone read. Nice move. Slips a tackle. Gets forward for a gain of 2.
Great work there defensively, Mike. You could tell they were onto that one from the start. They're able to hold him to a short gain on the keeper and force the 4th down.
On 4th down, it's Jake Elliott time for the Eagles. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. He missed it. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. They'll throw with Howell. Now, screen set up for Mason. And that's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
A gain there of 16 yards. It'll be a Vikings first down. On the ground is Mason. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Howell. That's caught by Chandler. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Now, faking the give. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Another one from the 5, 2nd down and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
The offense will stay out there, but they've got some yards to pick up. 4th down and goal. Now it's Howell. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They look to be on their way to a 2nd win in 3 tries here in the preseason, and they'll begin here with 1st and 10. They'll start this drive with a run, and it's Dillon. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Zone read, and it's a give to Dillon. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. Here now, 3rd and 5. They'll run this over the center with Johnson. And he'll get this up to about the 28. Here comes the Eagles punt team, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Now the return, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. He's got a receiver wide open, left side. Give him 14 on that play, one 1st down. Back to throw, Howell. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Howell. This one complete to Oliver. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. He's got his receiver. It's Jones.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert to first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Howell. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Minnesota. A run. And here's Mason. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. Throwing is Howell. Woo. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks, but a solid pickup on that first down play. They face 2nd down and 7. A first carry now for Ty Chandler. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. They'll run. This is Mason. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. A give. Here's Dillon. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Right back to Dillon. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming. They'll try to run for it with Dillon. And he's going to have the first down, but we do have a flag on the field, and they are already walking backwards. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. On play action, he'll set up. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. The Vikings offense ready for this next possession. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he will not make it to the end zone, but he's down inside the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. They'll look to throw yet again. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it.
Good blocking, and he's in. Jordan Mason, touchdown Vikings. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Reichard, good with the extra point. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer. Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The Eagles' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the pistol, it's a run with Dillon. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. It's another go with Dillon. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Thompson Robinson to throw. This one into the hands of Marshall. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Give him 14 on that one. Good for an Eagles first down. They'll run out of the gun with Dillon. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They send the tight end in motion. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. Marshall is on the move. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. They'll run it. It's Dillon. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. So it's a win here for the Eagles. And they appear ready to get the regular season going in just a couple of weeks. What a spectacle it's going to be. First ever game in Brazil, the Packers and Eagles. It comes your way September 6th, 8:15 Eastern from Sao Paulo. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. We'll see you September 5th in Kansas City. The Chiefs and the Ravens in the season opener. Can't wait. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening.